I'm pretty sure there has been at least one instance in your life when your parents take your phone to search for the ultimate poha recipe and then they start typing P-O and you start sweating, and then the URL bar drops down for the suggestions. Woof. Lucky you, because they were focusing on typing because they can't type without looking away. Anyway, the moral of the story being going incognito on your browser sounds like a good idea more often than not. But what exactly does it do and how exactly does it work? Incognito mode works by keeping your history, the browser cache, or the contents of your pages that you visit, cookies that track your activity, and form data that you enter like username and passwords only temporarily. The idea is that once you turn off the session or close your browser, all of this information gets deleted, making it impossible for the next person who uses the browser to access it. Now, this not only keeps your browsing habits away from prying eyes, but also works as a workaround for those pesky little paywalls that media websites tend to have. You know, the ones that charge you for reading their content? Because incognito mode doesn't use cookies for their main browsing sessions, you can use it to log into websites with a different account and stop advertisers from snooping on what you are looking at so that you don't get those weird ass ads later on. But you also get this warning. Your activity might be visible to websites you visit. Your employer or school and your internet service provider might have access to your information. You might have wondered, how different is it really from the regular mode? Well, since incognito mode only affects what's being stored on your system locally, all of that traffic is being routed through the servers of your ISP or the internet service provider, or school or office. So it can be intercepted and tracked. So if you want to completely anonymize your traffic, you might want to use a VPN as well to further conceal your identity. Now let's come to your ISP. What kind of stuff do they get to know about your browsing? Well, your ISP knows, at least in the general sense, the websites that you're visiting, because it's the ISP's job to connect you to the websites and services that you want to access. DNS requests that you make are unencrypted, so they can see the domains of the encrypted sites that you are going to, like youtube.com or anytv.com. But they cannot see the specific pages that you're visiting, like the stuff that comes after that /. So basically, your ISP will know the shady site that you visited last Thursday, but not your login data, your credentials, and who you talk to. You also need to consider that just because a browser deletes the information about your session doesn't mean it will keep a determined snooper from finding out what you have been up to. For instance, features that still run in the incognito mode, such as browser extensions or Adobe Flash, can still leave visible traces on your computer, unless you make sure those are disabled as well. Browsers also don't necessarily delete the data that you have built up during an incognito session securely. Some of it can still be recovered with a software recovery program or your computer's DNS cache. So you need to make sure you delete your DNS cache with this command in the command prompt. And finally, things that go wrong on your PC might also compromise the effect of your incognito mode. Like, what if your PC crashes during an incognito session? Your browser deletes your data in the incognito mode only when you have closed that session. An interrupted session might still keep the data intact on your system. And you really cannot do much if you already have any sort of malware or a keylogger or like a virus. Such things can easily keep a tab of what you are typing because they work independently of your browser. Now, don't think I am trying to scare you or something. Incognito mode is still a very effective tool and provides a quick layer of security. But like any other piece of tech, it only works as intended if you use it with appropriate precautions. And oh, make sure your boss isn't standing over your shoulder if you're trying to apply for a new job. No amount of security can help you if you're being that dumb.